Hello and welcome to another episode of Mike Talks About Subaru. I'm your host Mike. Today we're going to be talking about the 2021 Outback Limited Standard Model Option Package 31. First thing, a few of the things on the outside that have changed over the last few years. Your grill is going to be a little bit different. Your fog lights have now gone to an LED fog light here, vertical versus the round. Alloy wheels still. You've got your integrated turn signal in the mirrors, and the blind spot detection has moved from the spot in the mirror here to the inside of the mirror, so it's more visible, larger light. Another update is the fuel fill door is no longer opened by a handle inside the vehicle. As long as the car is unlocked, you just press it and it's going to release it. If your car is locked, it will not open. With the keyless access and entry, you also have hands-free opening of the rear gate. All you have to do, as long as your key is in your pocket, in your purse, on you, near the car, all you have to do is hold your hand in front of the emblem for a few seconds while it beeps at you. Pull it away and it's going to lift right up. So that's that power tailgate, easy open. Your rear seats still fold down as they have in the past with the handles. You just pull them on each side and the seats are going to fold down. Closing your tailgate, still going to use the same button. There's also a lock button there that you can hit, which will close the door and lock it once it's closed. It'll lock the whole car. In the back seat, you will have the outboard seats are both heated. And you can change that with the buttons on the console. If you want to fold the seats down from inside the car, it's just a matter of pressing the button. Recline for both sides are going to be located on the outside edges of the vertical parts of the seat, and of course you have your map holder, book holder in the back. Rear venting for air conditioning, and the built-in crossbars. These do pick up, they unlock from the top, they'll swivel right around, and then the other one will unlock from the top front and swivel to the back here for integrated crossbars. Getting into the car, again, it's the keyless access and entry, so as long as you have the key with you, locking it when you get out, it's just a matter of putting a finger on those lines. To unlock it, all you have to do is go to open the door. It's going to automatically unlock. If there's a key in the car, it fell out of your pocket and you didn't realize it, and you go to lock it, it's just going to give you a long beep. It will not actually lock the car. On that same token, if out of habit you jumped out of the car and you locked it when you got out, all the doors are locked there, but you've left the key. What's going to happen, you're going to hear a long beep, and the car has actually unlocked. It will not actually allow you to lock that key in the car. On the door, the Limited, you do get the 2 preference memory seat and your 10-way power seat here on the driver's side. The passenger side will get you a power seat as well. It just does not include the lumbar support. You can open and close your tailgate from inside the car, and you can turn off the feature of the power tailgate sensor on the outside as well, right here. This dial here is just going to adjust the brightness of your dash lights. On your door, you'll have the adjustment for the mirrors, L for the left mirror, R for the right, and then it'll just be joystick action to move the mirror around. The car does have to be on in order for that to work. Lock and unlock, windows here, front and rear, and then window lockout for the passengers. Starting the car, the key just has to be someplace in the car. If it's not in the car, it won't start. Put your foot on the brake. You'll see the light on the button turn green. Just press and release, and you'll start the car. You will see that everything is integrated. Heating, cooling, your radio, it's all part of this large touchscreen. I will go over that as we go through the vehicle. Right now, I want to work left to right and give you an idea of what all the buttons and switches are going to do. So the left-hand wand behind the steering wheel is going to give you all your headlight features. You've got the off auto, where they will turn on automatically at night, as well as the high beam assist. So if you have it on auto with high beam on, when you approach traffic, it will actually automatically dim the lights for you and automatically go back to high beam when it's safe to do so. The next step is going to be parking lights only or on all the time. When you do have it on the full on function, you do have to control the high beam yourself. Pull back for low beam, push forward for high beam. The knob on the inside here will control your fog lights on and off. And then of course you have blinkers up and down. To the right hand side, you'll have your wipers. Down one click is going to be an intermittent, where the inside knob controls that speed. The further down you turn, the shorter the pause between wipes. Second click will be low, third click is high. Pull the whole thing towards you, and that'll squirt your windshield. Once you release it, it will wipe a couple times and then stop. The inside knob, as I mentioned, is going to be that delay for the wipe. The outside knob is going to be your rear wiper. If you roll it backwards and hold it, it will squirt the rear window until you release it, and then it's going to wipe a couple times. Up is going to be an intermittent speed for the rear. This is continuous, and then from there you can roll it forwards and it will squirt the rear window until you release it. On the steering wheel itself, the left and right hand, or left and right arrows, are going to be switching through your preset radio stations. Volume up and down, clearly will change your volume up and down. Source will switch between AM, FM, auxiliary, CD player if you have one installed. The CD player is an optional feature now. It comes standard in the touring package, only available as optional in the other trim levels. Your talk button for Bluetooth or giving commands for the radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that can all be controlled right by voice. Pick up the phone and hang up the phone for Bluetooth function. Below that, you're going to have these arrows that will pull towards you. Those will go through a list of options in this heads-up display, whether it's your eco gauge, your time, temperature outside, what radio station you're on, tire pressure. On the tire pressure, those will light up after driving about a mile, and I'll show you what your current tire pressure is. You'll find that if you pull and hold the I button in the middle, that it will bring you into a setup screen. Well, I take that back. On the older generation, it would have brought you into a setup screen. That is all actually in the radio screen now. So it's just a button that's there that they haven't gotten rid of for cost effectiveness. The steering wheel is going to be tilt and telescopic. So the handle for that is located underneath the steering wheel. You pull that down and you will have tilt and telescopic. To the right hand side, these buttons here will increase and decrease the distance between you and the lead vehicle with adaptive cruise control, which is standard on all of our automatic transmissions now, as well as pre-collision braking and lane keep assist. This button will turn on and off your cruise control, where down is going to set it, will resume or accelerate. The bottom button will turn on lane centering and lane keep assist. The lane centering works in conjunction with cruise control. If you have your cruise control on and active, as long as the road lines are visible, it will center you in between them. Moving on to the radio. Climate control and everything, as I said earlier, that's all going to be integrated into this screen. There's a lot going on here, but once you've actually used it, it becomes second nature. It's very easy to actually navigate through. Basically what we're going to start with is the very top. You can scroll through a couple different screens here that will give you local weather. It's going to give you your X mode on and off. That's basically an extreme off-road mode. It's a more aggressive, more responsive all-wheel drive for more sticky or slippery situations. Your weather, you can set that to different locations using the TravelLink app. This is available through your XM radio. It's part of a subscription. You do get 4 months free through Subaru when you purchase a new car. Sometimes it's a 3-month, sometimes it's a 4-month subscription, depending on when you actually buy. But in here, you can actually go through and you can change the weather, the fuel, everything, where it's actually looking. In your navigation package cars, it will actually update that based on your location. But when you're in a vehicle that doesn't have the nav, you can go through and you can actually select local to you locations. It's not a lot of them, but it does give a good amount. Here in Maine, there's not a lot of huge density populated areas, so this is the main ones is what it's going to show us here. So we can select Bangor, Maine, for example, and it'll give us location for gas and pricing if they're reporting it. You can select sport updates, stock updates, weather updates. Again, you can go through and you can select your location. It defaults to DC metro area when it comes in, but you can select whatever area is going to be closest and best for you, and that'll be what it relays up to the top of that screen. Weather alerts, you can set if you want them active or not. Parking locations, this is going to be again something that you have to get with your SiriusXM subscription. So that's what we get in that top screen. Moving down, radio button will bring you to your radio where you can select your FM, AM, SiriusXM stations. Now, if there's a station that you want to program in as one of your primary stations, all you have to do is press and hold whatever number you want, and it will program that in there. Now you can mix in FM, AM, XM all in one screen, so you don't have to do specific ones on each page. And you do get 3 pages here, so up to 18 preset stations. If you want to tune directly to a certain radio station, you can go right in here, choose the radio station, and tune right to it, and it will bring you right to whatever you've put in there. The home button again brings you to a home screen. Media would be if you have a CD player installed. If you want to play music from your auxiliary, iPhone, USB input, Bluetooth as well. You'll find below the radio in the little cubbies where your inputs are for USB and auxiliary. Phone is where you would go to set up your Bluetooth, your hands-free devices. With apps, you can set up your Subaru Starlink, which is a program you can download to your phone, and it uses your phone and your data plan to connect to the outside world, getting you different features like Yelp reviews, and there's also on there digital forms of your quick reference guide for the car, a few other things like that. You can also find Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in here. Those will actually appear on the home screen as well when they're actually active, when your phone is plugged in. your Travel Link and your My Subaru, where you can call for roadside or schedule service appointments. If you have the concierge set up, you can also get concierge through there. Car info is going to give you just some basic stuff, angle of approach, your packages, what you have turned on. So if your pre-collision braking is on or off, if your lane sway, eyesight assist monitor, what it does. So if you select any of these icons, it will tell you what it does and how everything all works. It's a pretty nice system here. Under maintenance, it'll show you when your first oil change or next oil change is due, your tire rotations, everything like that. That you can actually set up yourself, or when you have your maintenance done at your dealership, they can update it for you as well. My Subaru, again, is going to be the same thing that was under apps. Right now, we don't have an active subscription. The car hasn't been sold yet, so it's not activated. Settings, you're going to find your radio settings, general settings, how your clock is going to be set, whether or not you want to do that through automatic, through your phone and the Bluetooth, or manual where you set the time and date yourself. You can set display settings here, automatic brightness, or if you want to control it with a dial. You can set up your Wi-Fi, so if you're using the car as a Wi-Fi hotspot, you can set that up. It goes through AT&T. You get to have an active subscription through them. You can set up different sound, manage your phone devices. Press that arrow up top, is going to scroll over to more things. If you want your HD radio turned on or not, and then basic car settings as well. This is where you can go in, you can select your eyesight, pre-collision braking if you want it on or off, reverse automatic braking if you want the sound on and off. So there's going to be several different features in here that you can play with. Defrost, you can have that set for 15 minutes or continuous so it doesn't turn off. I suggest leaving that at 15 minutes because you don't want to burn out the elements. That would be not a good thing, because then they wouldn't work anymore. So as you can see, there's all sorts of different things that we can turn on and off. Rear seat reminder, where it will remind you that they're to check your rear seat before getting out of the car if you've opened the back door within half an hour of starting the car. Power gate, if you want the power gate memory turned on or off, you can set it to actually stop at a certain point so it doesn't open too high. You can turn off your blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert. The auto start stop can be turned off through this menu as well. Your steering reactive headlights, where they turn left when you turn left, the headlights point right if you turn right. You can turn that feature off as well in here. X mode can be turned on and off in here. Now on that auto start stop, what that is the car will actually turn off when you come to a complete stop at a stoplight or stop sign, as long as all the variables are right. Now, if you have your rear defrost on, if your car's not fully warmed up, if the battery's not fully charged, anything that would prevent it or cause it to be not safe to turn off, it won't actually turn off. So be aware of that. If you want to turn that off, you can do it right from this menu, or even easier, they've actually added in one of the updates a button right down here that will turn on and off that auto start stop right from the home screen, so it doesn't matter where you are. Speaking of that button, beside that is going to be a car. If you hit that, that's going to give you quick access to turn on and off a few different features that are more often used. So your X mode, the vehicle auto vehicle hold, where if you come to a complete stop, it will actually electronically hold the brake and keep you from moving. You can turn that on and off right here. Your steering responsive headlights can be turned on and off through here. Up above on the tabs, you can choose driving assistance. You can turn off the pre-collision braking, your lane sway warning, your blind spot detection. And this is also where you can change your units for gas and everything. What would show up on here, what this button used to do. They've now moved it into the radio. And then you can set up driver profiles using the little person down there. Each driver profile will set up for whatever you have set for your radio background, your preset stations, your Bluetooth, stuff like that. Getting into climate control, the basics are on and off right here, turning it on, turning it off. Once you've turned it on, this is where you can start selecting how hot or cold it is. You can use the buttons to the outside. That's your driver's side, passenger side, over there. You can also actually touch the temperature for the side you want to control. You can increase, decrease, drag and drop, or just poke. You can also sync up both sides. And this is where you're going to find your heated seat control. So I've pressed this button in my heated seat for the driver's side. You've got your high, medium, low, and off. I'll show you right in there. Fan speed can be controlled by using these buttons down on the bottom. Or if you press right there, it's going to bring up a bigger screen where you can choose your fan speed. You can also do it vocally by pressing the talk button and telling it to change the fan speed to whatever setting you want. It does auto timeout, so if you don't touch the screen in a certain amount of time, I believe it's 5 seconds, it automatically goes back to your previous screen. Max AC, auto, and air recirculator can be chosen up there. Below that, you can choose where it's going to blow. What you will notice in here is that there's no rear defrost and there's no full front defrost. So you're going to find the front defrost is right up here above the driver's side temperature selector, and the rear defrost is above the passenger side temperature selector. And that's the basics on the heating and cooling. Your parking brake is electronic. It's going to be located right below the radio in front of the shifter. To engage it, all you have to do is pull up on it. To disengage it, the car does have to be on, your foot on the brake, and you push down on that. Shifting, you have your reverse. When you put in reverse, your backup camera will show up on the radio screen within just a couple of seconds. Neutral, drive, and manual mode. What the manual mode is it gives you the ability to shift through actual virtual gears with a CVT transmission. On the steering wheel, you're going to have a minus and a plus paddle, and those will actually shift through your virtual gears in this automatic transmission. It does have a little shelf above the glove box where a passenger can put their cell phone or straws or whatever you want to put there. And then of course your glove box. And that opens with a pull to the side. It is a locking glove box. To lock that, all you have to do is press down on the button on the back side of the key and pull out the key. The key is laser cut, single-sided, so it only goes in one way. You can also use that if your car battery were to ever die and you need to unlock the door manually. You can do so on the driver's side. Up above, we do have your SOS and roadside assistance buttons here. That is part of the Subaru Starlink package. You also get the option of remote start with climate control from your cell phone, remote vehicle locator, vehicle locator with, or stolen vehicle locator with vehicle disabling, horn and lights, lock and unlock from your car, and a couple other things. Real great features. If you have teenage drivers, you can set up boundary alerts and curfew alerts as well as speed alerts. We also have your sunglasses holder in here and your map lights. You just press them to turn them on and off. You will have the vanity mirrors with lights on both driver and passenger side. Of course, don't be playing with those while you're driving, and no need to be doing your makeup or your hair or anything like that while you're driving. In the center of the car, you will have your cameras for eyesight. That's for Subaru's forward collision prevention, adaptive cruise control, lane sway warning, and lane keep assist. The car is equipped with the blind spot detection. As I mentioned earlier, it shows up in the the larger section of the mirror there. And it has a rear cross traffic alert, as well as reverse automatic braking, which is a great feature. If you're backing up and you don't notice something in your rear view or in your backup assist camera, it will actually beep at you and apply the brakes if you don't press the brakes soon enough to prevent you from hitting it. Now, it's not 100% guaranteed, but it does do an amazing job. I have personally experienced it. It is startling at first, but it's a great feature. And that is basically everything you need to know about this car. If you do have questions or anything, please post them in the comments. I'm happy to help. And thank you for tuning in for another episode of Mike Talks About Subaru.